what I would do if I were new to real estate today. If you're brand new to the real estate business or at a point where you're still building up that initial momentum that you're going to need to stay in the industry and perhaps even most importantly, stay excited about being in the industry, well, I'm gonna break down the 4 things I would do if I were brand new to the real estate industry today. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Tyler Roicki. I help people build incomes and careers in real estate, and I run an international real estate team at eXp Realty. If you get any value whatsoever out of this video, all I'd ask is that you like, comment, and hit that subscribe button so that I can continue to share more tips and resources with you in the time ahead. And with that in mind, let's dive into the video. So when you're getting started in the real estate industry, most commonly, you're on your own trying to figure out what works, throwing things against the wall, trying to figure out what sticks, what doesn't. And so our industry is a very competitive one, right? And most of us are just trying to figure it all out on our own. And that was the situation with me when I got started in the real estate business 8 years ago. And there's a lot of lessons that had someone shared them with me earlier on, it could have saved me a lot of time and agony learning it all on my own. So it's my hope that this video would do exactly that for you, because I firmly believe that if you take all of these tips that I share and implement them, that it will get you to probably where it is you want to go a heck of a lot sooner. It might actually help you stay in the business, and even if you're going to stay in the business anyway, it's going to help you stay more excited about it when you see that result sooner rather than not by doing what works. And so these 4 things are going to help you do exactly that. So the first thing I would do if I were new to the real estate business today is I would go all in on one form of active lead generation. So as quickly as possible, you want to figure out what that one thing is for you. What can you do most consistently day in, day out, and get as many reps as possible in? So it's some form of active lead generation, meaning you are the one initiating conversations. And so for a lot of us, it's going to be one of 3 things. It's going to be some form of phone prospecting, door knocking, or hosting and promoting open houses. So if you want to keep it easy, look at those 3 options. Go out and try each of those 3 options and see which of those 3 can you see yourself doing most consistently, because we need to be doing something to proactively create new conversations on a daily basis. Because if a day goes by where you're not in the trenches making conversations happen about real estate, effectively that is a day that you are not in business. So as a business owner, it's up to you to go out and make these conversations happen. No one else is going to make business come in for us. We have to go and create these conversations, build the relationships, and ultimately that's what will lead to business. So there's got to be some form of active lead generation that we're doing day in, day out consistently, and we have to just go full force with that one thing. So for instance, if your thing is open houses, it is not enough to just host 1 per week. No, you need to at bare minimum host 2 per week, and that's if all you've got to work with are the weekends. If you're someone who's working a full-time job Monday through Friday 9 to 5 outside of real estate, in that case, make the most of your weekends, do at least 2 open houses. But if you're full-time in real estate, don't make that where you stop. Do even more than that, because it's those time on task, and it's so important that you're getting people through the door. So are you really promoting them as best as you can? There is no rule of how many signs you can have promoting an open house. So like, what are you really doing to maximize traffic? You've got to do those things. With phone prospecting, you want to dial in as quickly what works the best and really figure out, well, what is your form of phone prospecting? Are you gonna master for sale by owners? What about expires? And if neither of those, what about circle prospecting? Or is there a particular niche that you want to dominate and become the best at? Because there are ways to go about each of those 3 things and more. And maybe, phone prospecting, maybe you make the most of all those different forms of sellers and strive towards mastery along the way. Door knocking, it's not just knocking doors, it's not just leaving flyers, but like, are you implementing a proven strategy that is going to maximize the amount of conversations you have with both, the people, the opportunity you have to speak with people at the door, but also those who don't answer? Do you have any any bait that's going to make them actually want to call you that you're leaving there. And so bottom line is, the more time on task you spend and the more reps you get in, the better you're going to get by your firsthand experience at each of these three things. But also, the more likely it is that you're going to actually have a conversation that can result in a piece of business coming your way, or if nothing more, someone you should be following up with, which if you're having a lot of reps and conversations, you should be finding a lot of people that you'll have to follow up with along the way. So go all in on one form of active lead generation. Figure out as quickly as possible what form of active lead generation you're going to go all in with, and go full send it. Put as many of your working hours towards the week as possible in on that thing, and do it in a manner that is consistent. So whatever set of hours it is, the most consistent person is going to win in this business. So you should strive for consistency and hold yourself to a minimum standard of how many calls you're going to make, how many doors you're going to knock, or how many open houses you're going to host per week, and the time you're going to commit to do it. Commit the time, make it happen, and it's going to make a difference for you and your business if you're still doing it after months and months of time on task doing it. Do not stop. And that brings us to the second thing I would do if I were brand new to the real estate industry today, which is I would build a sphere. Now, to be fair, I was told to do this very early on in my real estate career, and I kind of did, but in hindsight, I could have done a lot better with it. So practically speaking, what's it mean? Well, you can really break this down. If you want a practical action step, implement what is called the 3x5 daily plan. So every day, you're gonna reach out to 5 people you know. That's people in your world already. They already know and have interacted with you on some level, but you wanna proactively reach out to them. And then on top of that, reach out to 5 people you don't know, which if you're actively prospecting, it's gonna make that part probably a heck of a lot easier. And also those 5 people you don't know, they might be referrals. They might be someone you know got you in touch with, and maybe you haven't connected with that person prior. So 5 people you know, 5 people you don't know, and then the last part is follow up with 5 leads. And that's people that you may have met active lead generation, people that are on your follow-up list as someone to stay in touch with, regardless of the case. That's the 3x5 plan. So reach out to 5 people you know, 5 people you don't know, and follow up with 5 leads. And if you're doing your part of reaching out, you're gonna be top of mind, you're gonna be making conversations happen. It's gonna help you build your sphere, because as your active lead generation, the point isn't just to find a lead, close a deal, and that be all. Like, over the course of time, you wanna build a sphere. You wanna build a network of people who know you, like you, and trust you, because those people will do business with you repeatedly over the course of time, especially if you're going above and beyond what it is you're paid to do, which we're paid to get someone a result, helping people buy and sell real estate. But that's why it's so important that when you get a result, and here's a big nugget for you, it's important to take a portion of your commission and reinvest it, specifically into client experiences. And I'm telling you, if you do that, you're going to go above and beyond what most real estate agents in the market area are doing. And that's going to fuel your sphere. That's going to fuel your repeat business, which is exactly what you want to be doing with that sphere. So make it a point, and you decide the number, but reinvest a portion of those commissions, what you earn when you close a deal, into creating experiences for your clients, the people in your sphere, especially those who have already closed a deal with you, because those are the ones who are most likely not only to do business with you again, but to get you in touch with somebody they know who might need the help of someone like yourself who helps people navigate the world of real estate. So that third thing's gonna be a major key in your business. But bottom line is, build a sphere, be intentional about it. You implement the game plan I just shared with you. That's how you can be intentional about building your sphere. And whenever you meet someone new throughout the course of your week, put them in your sphere if there's someone you intend to stay in touch with over the course of time. And they're gonna be one of your people on the 3x5 plan, according to who they are and where they're at in the process. But that's going to keep the conversations alive. And you know what? All these conversations don't have to be about real estate. In fact, you shouldn't be just making sales calls all day, every day. No, chat it up with people. Talk about what's important to them. An acronym is FORD: family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. if you really want to create a conversation that the other person, like really what's important to them, you hit on those 4 key areas at various points. And so there's a lot of ways you could create a conversation. It can be about things you have in common completely outside of real estate. I mean, don't shy away from real estate, but you're not calling people to make a sell. You're calling people to build that sphere, to build relationships, to figure out the people you're connecting with who over the course of time are someone you want to stay in touch with. So that's the second key point, build a sphere. Third thing that I would do today if I were newly licensed in real estate is I would make a daily post on one social media platform. And I would especially utilize video as one of the primary ways in which I'd be making a post. So not every post has to be video, but I would put a lot of emphasis on it because it's going to go further than just about anything else you can do. And so pick a platform. I would highly recommend one of 3: Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Those 3 platforms at this point in time have the highest potential to reach people. YouTube is a very special one. I'm not going to take a deep dive here, but there is a lot of opportunity for those who are intentional with what it is they're doing on YouTube. And if YouTube is your method, I wouldn't you can make a post of some sort there. If you know YouTube, there's different ways you can actually share something to your audience. But in that case specifically, if you're doing longer form videos, you only need 1 to 2 of those per week. More than that, it's really not even necessary. And so the rest of your content, it could be shorts. It could be occasionally maybe a post on the feed, which YouTube does have one of those. But if you're going with, probably the right answer for most people is going to be either Instagram or Facebook. It's just the easiest to get started with and be consistent with. I would pick whichever of those 2 platforms you currently use the most. And if you don't use one, or if you're one of these people who have not been on social media the past few years, I don't care what your stance is. You need to implement this for your business, because if you decide not to, you are not going to be maximizing what it is you can do to reach people and sell as much real estate as you possibly can and help as many people as you could. So it's not optional. It is 100% necessary to be active on some platform. But the beautiful thing is you don't have to be a consumer. You can be a producer of content. And so be intentional about it. If you hate social media, you don't got to look at other people's stuff. You don't got to follow other people. No, you go there to post and to put stuff in front of your audience. It's a tool. Simple as that. But pick your platform and make 1 post per day on it. And again, just like the building a sphere, the point of your post is not to sell people. It's not an ad. Share stuff you're doing in real estate. Share, if you need ideas, again, there will be other videos out there that you can find me talking about this. I'm not going to take a deep dive, but it's so important that you build that top of mind awareness and that people consistently see you in the business, making things happen, especially the people that you're already connected with and those you connect with along the way, because that's going to start to differentiate you between one of the many realtors that everyone knows and someone who's actually active in the business, serious about it, helping people, making positive things happen. If they consistently see you over the course of time doing it, it's going to make you stand out. And the best way they can consistently see you is if you're intentional about posting every single day, once a day, to that platform of your choice. And it doesn't have to take a ton of time. It really doesn't. It can take a few minutes to make a post. You snap a picture at some point, you do a short 30-second reel. 30 seconds. You can make a video 30 seconds, have it ready to post. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be crazy. The point is that people see you and they see you doing positive things consistently. It can take a very minimal amount of time, and it's very easy to be intentional about doing that daily. And if you're doing those first 2 things, this is the easiest thing you could possibly do, and it's gonna help you tremendously to keep that top of mind awareness, because a lot of people can see those posts you're making, however many people you're already connected with, and others that you will connect with over the course of time. And that brings me to the 4th thing that I would do if I were new to the real estate industry today. And I'm saving this for last, and quite honestly, I wanted to put this first because this is the first thing I would do, actually. And hear me out on it. And that thing is, get started with eXp Realty. Seriously, had I known about eXp sooner, from day one, it would have accelerated my real estate career tremendously. And I'm gonna break down within the next minute why, real quick. I'm not gonna take a deep dive, but there's 6 key reasons why I say that, I believe that, and I stand by it. For one, mentorship. Local mentorship is unlike anything else I've ever seen. How newly licensed agents are paired up with a local mentor that they can connect with to help them get through those first few transactions and get the help that they'd otherwise be completely on their own, left to their own devices to figure out. The second reason is training. It's more comprehensive than anything I've ever seen in the real estate industry. There's a crash course for newly licensed agents, and once they're done with that crash course, there are literally 80 plus hours a week of live training to tap into. The training never ends, you never stop growing, and you always have the ability to learn and level up from where you're at. Third thing is the support. It's on demand, at our fingertips wherever we have internet access. We get in and out, get the help and support we need from the broker team and from any of the staff support as well. Fourth reason is lead sources. The company has a variety of ways in which they help newly licensed agents and really anyone who's making the most of the resources the company provide generate more business for us. So the company's helping do that in a variety of ways. I've spoken about that in another video. The fifth reason is the collaboration. There are endless opportunities to mastermind and learn from top producers who literally share their playbooks. I never had that when I was new to the business. I never had top producers sharing play-by-play what they were doing to generate business at a very high level, and there's endless opportunities to actually hop on Zoom calls and learn from top producers all around the country who are ready, willing, and able to share their playbooks. That way we can go and implement immediately to start to build that traction in our business. And then the sixth thing is the opportunity for growth. If you're someone who cares about personal growth and development and be able to become the best you can possibly be and to have the highest opportunity to earn and maximize your earnings potential, well, I've never seen anything like the opportunity that EXP provides, because for one, there's avenues to get to 100% plus of your own commission. You heard me right, 100% plus. I never saw that before I looked at what EXP had to offer. There's ways to build multiple streams of income and ultimately to build generational wealth. And that is not something that I was introduced to anywhere else I looked, whether it be the company I got started with when I got my real estate license, or others that I've been a part of or looked at along the way. I've never seen anything like what the opportunity that EXP has to provide for both newly licensed agents and top producers alike. But the thing is, if you're newly licensed, wouldn't you want to become a top producer and have those kind of opportunities coming your way? And I've never seen a company that was set up to help fast track that learning curve for new licensed agents just getting in the business, and to have everything they could possibly need and much more to really get that momentum going and growing. And it's truly incredible. And I'm very blessed that I did find it at one point along my journey about 6.5 years ago. And so that being said, if you'd like to learn more about EXP Realty, what that would look like for you getting started in the real estate business, or if you're in the real estate business just trying to build up that momentum to keep you in the business and keep you excited about it, if you want to see what running with EXP Realty would look like for you, reach out and connect with me. You'll find my email and my contact information in the description below. And that rounds out what I would do if I were new to real estate today. I'd go all in on one form of active lead generation. I'd build a sphere and stay in touch with them daily. I'd make a daily post on social media. And by the way, those three things are daily things you do. And then last but not least, actually first thing I would do is get started with EXP Realty for day one. If you got any questions for me, if there's anything I can do to help you with any of these four things, getting it dialed in, go ahead and reach out to me as well. I'd love to help. Again, you'll find my contact in the description below. And if you got any value whatsoever out of this video, all I'd ask is that you like, comment, and hit that subscribe button, because I would love to share more tips and resources with you to help you grow on the journey ahead. And all that being said, thank you so much for watching the video. And until next time, I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.